What's up, everybody? Josh Armijo here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an Arsenal inventory update to do for you guys. CDs this time, and I'm going to be running down a little stack of CDs of some brand new 2018 material from easily, in my humble view, one of the best extreme brutal death metal labels to be going right now, and that, of course, is New Standard Elite. But first, what we are listening to in the background: Putrid Pile, House of Dementia, the mighty Sean Lacan. I absolutely love Putrid Pile. This is another one of his finest works, I would say. Alright, to refresh your memory, I did a video about New Standard Elite a couple of years ago, and New Standard Elite is the record label run by Daniel Osborne, whom you may know best as the drummer of the band Inherit Disease. This was his record label, and for the last several years this label has built a very, very strong following and strong reputation when it comes to putting out high-quality brutal death metal bands. High-quality customer service, great quality when it comes to the physical music, merchandising, all that sort of stuff, and it has been a very, very wild and crazy trip for his label. Most recently, there has been a shift change as far as location moved from Indiana to the Pacific Northwest, so New Standard Elite is now based out of Washington, and I placed an order for a CD back in January, and of course this was all going down during the times in which he was planning not only new label releases but also his moves, so there was a bit of a long waiting period in getting what I ordered for a while, but of course I understood his situation. But not only did I finally get what I ordered, I was handsomely rewarded for the long wait with some extra goodies, and these goodies ended up being the bulk of what has come out from New Standard Elite in 2018, and I'm going to be talking about them in the order of which I enjoyed the most. I mean, I enjoyed all of these releases, spoiler alert, but I'm just going to run down one by one here, and this first CD I'm going to show you is a pretty badass one, and we start with a band from the shores of Italy. Yeah, this is UNBIRTH with Flesh-Forged Columns of Deceit. Yeah. This is their second full-length album from New Standard Elite, and UNBIRTH are based out of Italy, and my best recollection of them was their debut album from a couple of years ago entitled Deracinated Celestial Oligarchy. I believe Amputated Vein put that record out. But yeah, they're one of those brutal death metal bands that really come from that really established Italian brutal death metal sort of underground. Very glossy sound, very top quality production, but the music itself definitely backs things up. I love this band's approach to brutal death metal. I love their songwriting, their composition writing, their riffs, the drum blasts. There is a lot of that in spades here, and this is a very, very wildly entertaining record. It's a pretty lengthy record, I should say, but this album flies by at a really smooth pace. The opening track, Tumults of Collective Anguishes, is a really solid opener, but then you also have tracks like Immaculate Consumption, Incitements from a Neglected Deity, Imperative Murderous Observations. You got some really, really strong songs on here. Really good songwriting and lyrics going on here. Great guttural vocals. The drumming stands out so well here. This is a very, very strong album, and I think this is definitely a much better full-length release than Deracinated Celestial Oligarchy. But yeah, this comes in a pretty badass slipcase with the artwork on here. On the back here you have the UNBIRTH logo, New Standard Elite. Take the CD out of the slipcase, and you have the actual full artwork for this album, which is very, very badass. There, of course, you have track listings and all that sort of stuff. Very good presentation as per usual with this. But yeah, UNBIRTH knocked one out of the park here with this album, and Flesh-Forged Columns of Deceit is a really, really solid follow-up to their debut full-length. Next up, we head to the only band from the United States out of this stack, and this one has been a long, long, long time in the making. Yeah, this is Ossification with From the Separate Bowels of Innermost Earth. Yeah, 2018 release from New Standard Elite. This is their debut full-length album, and if any of you have been following New Standard Elite since the very beginning, you would know that their self-titled EP was one of the very first releases put out on New Standard Elite. And of course, that one was one of the rarest and most hard to come across as of lately. It's since been reissued with new artwork, which is pretty fucking badass, but this debut full-length album is just a culmination of what Ossification have been working so hard for. And here with this debut full-length, they really deliver the goods here. I really love the production value on this. I love the drum sound, the snare tone, the pop is very, very sick. The blasts are great. The vocals are very deep, guttural, and nasty. I love the vocals, I love the music, I love the riffs, I love the murderous intentions when it comes to the lyrics and overall delivery of stuff. I mean, Plague was the opening track, very, very strong opener with that. You also have songs like Nefarious Irrigation, the title track is very good too, Vestiges of Derelict Machination, a lot of really smart words being used throughout the lyrics of this record, but yet there you can tell there's a very crazed intention sort of going on here with this album. But this is a very awesome debut, and I think this has definitely been worth the wait for a band like Ossification. If you like their EP, you're gonna love this debut album a whole lot more, and let's hope we don't have to wait another 7 or 8 years for another full length from them. But yeah, this is Ossification with From the Suppurative Bowels of Innermost Earth. Go check this one out. From the United States, we move to the Netherlands with probably one of the best EPs of 2018 and something that I have been anticipating for a really, really long while. Yeah, this is Contorted Mind with Tome of Atrocis Revelation. Yeah. This is their debut EP, and like I said, these guys are based out of the Netherlands, and they play this really, really contemporary, modern, yet chaotic style of brutal death metal. One thing that sets this band apart from most bands is the fact that they have a very original approach when it comes to creating music. In terms of songwriting, lyric writing, interludes, atmosphere, all of this stuff was done by the band themselves. All the interludes and the anticipation and build-ups leading to songs were definitely created by the band, but the actual musicianship itself is phenomenal. I absolutely am in love with this EP. It's a 20-minute long EP, but you're going to get the most out of every single track that's on here, like Maledictive Quintessence Reborn, Adulteration of the Hallowed Apotheosis. There's a Brodequin cover on here, which is pretty fucking sick. Infested with Worms. It's quite ironic I say that because their drummer, Jan, is the current drummer for Brodequin now, and I think it's insane how far this guy has come along as far as a drummer being in this band and moving on to other great projects, including Brodequin. But it is absolutely badass. This is a great, great debut EP, and I hope to hear more great music from this project in the very near future. And it goes without saying, you have the inlay here, but back here you have the thanks list. I don't know if you're able to see that or not, but I was in the thanks list for this Contorted Mind release, which is fucking mind-blowing. I'm so thankful to Contorted Mind for doing that for me, and this really does mean a lot. I didn't even see that when I first read that, but I had to read it again to see myself in there, and that is a very fucking awesome feeling. So yeah, go support Contorted Mind, go support Brodequin, go support Disuse, anything that Jan is involved in. This is a fucking great, great EP. And these last two CDs are two of the heaviest hitters to come out of Indonesia. I'm very picky when it comes to bands that represent Indonesian brutal death metal. I know that country is full of die-hard crazy fans, but these two bands definitely represent the cream of the crop, the best of the best, and here is one of them right here. Yeah, this is Reduced with Majesty from Within. Yeah. This is their second full-length album, and these guys are based out of Jember, East Java, Indonesia, and Reduced have pretty much made a very strong and solid name for themselves with their style of brutal death metal. They put out a debut album in 2015, I believe, called Gradually Executed, which I believe got a lot of acclaim and a lot of positive feedback and attention. I even heard that album too. I really loved what I heard, but Majesty from Within definitely picks up the pace a great deal more. This is a much shorter album, but yet with this album you get what Reduced are all about. You get that really nasty American early Unique Leader sort of vibe going with this style of brutal death metal. Songs like Carcass's Stoon, Extermination of Masses, Upon Your Flesh. There's even a it's funny how I mentioned early Unique Leader. They do a Disgorged cover on here of the track Atonement, which is absolutely nasty as fuck. I love how natural and genuine this album feels. I love the deep guttural vocals. I love the riffs. The drums sound very natural. I love how this band has way more intelligence than meets the eye, and that's what I really enjoy about Reduced, about Majesty from Within. This Reduced album is sick as fuck, and I really think anybody who's into Indonesian brutal death metal should check this one out. This is a very top quality release here. And the last CD that I'm going to show you is another high quality Indonesian brutal death metal band, but this has to be my favorite release out of everything that New Standard Elite has put out so far, and this is an absolute barn burner. Yeah, this is CHALERA with yeah, this is a pretty wordy album title here. Theophobian Excruciation. Yeah, try saying that one 5 times fast. But yeah, these guys are from West Java, Indonesia. Bekagi, West Java, Indonesia. And this band also seemed to be putting in a name for themselves by putting out a couple of promo releases throughout the last couple of years. But this is their debut full-length album, and this is just some straight-up, filthy, gory, blasphemous, brutal death metal done by people who know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're writing about. They know exactly how to deliver a solid record. Within the half-hour plus length of this album, you get some really, really top-quality material on here with songs like Molesting the False Decapitated Prophet, Unclean Liquid Blasphemy. I love that song title so much. Codex Gigas, Extreme Agonies of the Amputated Newborn. Just some really, really killer stuff with this album. I love the lyrics. I love the vocals. I love the musicianship being done here. Killer riff after killer riff. Great drum parts after great drum parts, and this artwork is so fucking phenomenal. I love this artwork a lot. I know there's an alternate black and white version, but I think this red artwork is way more fitting for what this band is all about. Gore, blasphemy, perversion, all that sort of shit. This is really, really top-notch material. One of the best brutal death metal albums of 2018 in my humble opinion. But yeah, CHALERA, Theophobium Excruciation, hard album name to say, but great, great album nonetheless. But yeah, I'm going to conclude this video. I'm going to leave you some links to some of the bands I talked to you about here in this video. I will also leave you links to the New Standard Elite web store where you can purchase all of these titles that I just mentioned. I believe they are all still readily available to purchase, so definitely go and support one of the best brutal death metal labels going today. If you happen to have heard or own any of these releases, definitely let me know what you think about it and how you feel about it, and we can go from there. I'm going to conclude this review. Stay tuned Monday. Major review coming up, so get ready for it. I'm going to conclude this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. Until the next time, Armijo out.